Yeah, you don't know.
Ooh, that's fire.
Hey, I don't tell them it up. The people I'm ready. Fiyahbun, let it go.
Yo, what's good, people? Don't know this your boy Seja Fiyahbun, aka Landlord, and you tune into Brooks to Jokes. And here we have another segment of my reviews. So, we're gonna talk about something that dropped lately, and that would be Woke. It's on Hulu. So, let's talk about it. So, Woke is about a guy. He usually, not stray, but he usually straddle the straight and narrow path in life, you know what I mean? And this happens sometimes in our community of melanated colored people, you know what I'm saying? So he stray, then straight and narrow, not straight, he strides, straddles. He straddles the straight and narrow line. And I mean, that's what it is. So he's a cartoonist. He was advertising his ads, stapling up his ads in the city. And he had the headphones on, he was just chilling, you know what I mean? And he get hemmed up by the police. They snatch your headphones off, hem him up, throw him on the floor, you know what I mean? Do what they do, what they keep on doing to us. But times changing, people changing, and a change going come. Because people don't want to stand for that no more, you know what I mean? And other people are not turning a blind eye to the injustice anymore. So, back to the story. So, you know what I mean? The slamming on the ground, all of that. Now, he start to notice, like, you know what I mean? Things ain't as black and white as he think it was, you know what I mean? He thought he was safe because he didn't dress like what they would profile a black person as being, you know what I mean, a criminal or something, you know what I mean? He dressed like he work in the office or something, you know what I mean? He wasn't sagging and, you know what I mean, big gold chains on or something, you know what I mean? I don't know, you know the stereotypes they try to paint us at, you know what I mean? But he was just a regular person, I mean, moving regular. But after he get jumped by the police and slammed on the ground and handcuffed, and then later they're like, oh, it's not him, and let him go. After that, he became, as his friend told him, oh man, you woke now. You know what I mean? So he started seeing things different, you know what I mean? Marka start talking to him, start telling him, yo man, what we gonna do, man? We can't do it like this, we gotta do something different, man. You know what I mean? Marka start talking to him, the trash can talking to him, and all kind of stuff talking to him, liquor bottle talking to him, the 40 ounce in the convenience store talking to him like, come on man, drink us, man, we gonna get you right, man, you gonna forget all about your pal. All that type of stuff happening. So but the nuts outside, not outside, got a little, you know what I mean, and I'm in the country, so got a little bugs and stuff out here, won't leave me alone. Y'all see me, man? Let me get off subject. If you see my last set of videos, you know what I mean, I was looking rough, you know what I mean, but I recorded a few weeks ago, You know what I mean? Able to get me a haircut, you know what I mean? Looking like how it's supposed to look, you know what I say? I look good anyway, whether I rough or whether I clean, you know what I say? I look good anyway. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing you can't tell me. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing you could tell me. As a Leo, we stroll with confidence out there, you know what I'm saying? But I digress. So, you know what I mean? Woke is good. I recommend it. So we're talking about Woke. Now Woke stars Lamorne Morris. I more know him from BET. That's kind of like his first starting outs. And that's kind of where I know him from. His character name is Keef. After getting jumped by the police, now he's woke. He awakened. He eyes open. He start seeing things the way he never seen them before. I start noticing some of the hidden racisms that he was just blind to. But now he notices them. So we got Blake Anderson. His character is the name of Gunther. And he lives with Keef, and he kind of like the stoner white dude that's kind of woke himself, but sometimes, well, I don't know, he kind of woke himself, and throughout the series he was pointing out like, yo, this going a little far, and not even far from the black people aspect, boy. So he giving them the white people aspect because he sees it and he knows how they think, and he like, bro, certain stuff you doing, like they're not gonna take it the way you think. They're gonna go a whole nother direction with it. You know what I mean? So he kind of like the white voice in the house. You know what I'm saying? And also we got Murph playing Clovis, and he like the cool black guy in the house, to say. You know what I mean? But he's still 40 cause he be getting girls, but the way he be getting girls is like he don't pretend to be other people. Like he got a big bed, so he pretending to be people that's famous, that are known for the beds. I'm telling them he's them. Like he told him he was I think he told him he was man, what dude name is anyway, he pretending to be basketball players, but he's shot. So it's like, bro, how you pretend to be this basketball player, but you way shorter than he is? And it's like, man, it don't matter. The thing, I'm him. I got a bed. You know what I mean? That's how he began. He goes, and he's a sneakerhead. You know what I mean? And the show is interesting, man. I like the show. I would recommend the show to any and everybody that I know. I would definitely tell them to check out Woke. So yeah, man, I would recommend Woke to the people. You know what I mean? Definitely would recommend Woke. Go check out Woke. It's on Hulu. Hopefully they get picked up for another season or two. So here's some aspects of Woke that I caught, right? So after he gets slammed by the police, he had a black girlfriend. But for some reason, he felt like she wasn't gonna understand what happened or what he going through. So he never bothered to go talk to her. So they wind up breaking up. Then, what I already felt was going to happen is he wind up getting a white girl. I knew that was going to happen. I knew they were going to kind of play with certain aspects racially in the show, just because the show name Woke, and it only makes sense. And then in other shows, they like to pin the person that woke or whatever. They like to pin them with someone that's usually white or something. Like in is it Don't Be a Menace when they had a friend named Sharif. Actually, what Don't Be a Menace in South Central while drinking juice in the hood. That long ass title. When they showed the one friend that was kind of conscious. You see that? Did you see that? Big old bee just fly right past my face. But they showed that a friend had a white girlfriend. But I've seen it in other movies. So yeah, I kind of knew he was gonna get a white girlfriend. Then I kind of know Clovis was going to kind of fall. Well, he would try and get at the one girl, cause you know what I mean. Before he got woke, one girl had approached him that do like a black blog or something. And she was like, man, I love how your cartoons, you know what I mean, the pin this type of points, and you know what I mean. She was kind of telling him that he was kind of woke, but he was like, nah, it's just about butter and toast. Like, it's nothing. I'm not doing nothing political, or I ain't having no agendas or nothing like that. It's just a cartoon. You know what I mean? I don't want to be in that area. I'm trying to stay on the straight and narrow path. Like, nah, that's not what I'm doing. You know, he like, nah, that's not what I'm doing. That ain't what I'm about. But he wound up being away, and then they kind of wind up talking, and he wind up doing things for her. The sun coming out, like, but you see how my skin look in the sun though? I think skin glistening, but the sun hot, my son. Jeez. But you need a little sun in your life. Definitely need some sun in your life, and your skin, get your vitamin D up, you know what I mean? Get that sun baking and give you what you need, you know what I mean? The sun will feed you. It'll feed your skin. I remember when I was back home in St. Thomas, I used to be outside every day. My skin was darker than this. I used to be darker than this. Got how much time I spent in the sun. And I think I barely used to get sick back then. Like, barely get sick. You know what I mean? Well, a lot of time in the sun. I used to go to the beach a lot. You know what I mean? That's a good island life, you know what I mean? I miss it. I try to get back every so often as much as I can. But we get things lined up where we gonna be there every couple months, you know what I mean? But I digress once again. So what else is some points from Woke? He did start taking his wokeness a little too far, but then again not. Like, he had a scene when they were on the bus. He had a guy on the bus, you know what I mean? He was dancing, you know what I mean, to get some change. Some people gave him some change. Then you had a guy on the bus that seemed like he was a little mentally unstable. And you know what I mean, he tried to ask for change. Ain't nobody give him change. Ain't nobody, they pretty much try not to look at him, you know what I mean? And he kind of noticing all this. Then it came out that an animal, a koala, escaped from the zoo. And everybody like, oh, the koala was so special. Did you know the koala could sign language? Then he make up a rumor that the koala go and work for what a boy name the name right at the tip of my tongue, you know, the SpaceX guy, the guy with Tesla. Can't think his name right now for some reason. But but yeah, so he said, man, the koala could program and do, and he work at Tesla or for Tesla, you know what I mean? And he just make it up. And then they were talking about somebody start a GoFundMe for the koala, and then people on the bus try and donate to the koala when they just had a man and they're asking for change, and he like, bro, y'all didn't see this man was asking for change, and y'all worry about the koala, and he wound up getting in a fight over it, like. It was funny when the man escaped through the hatch and how he fall on the floor. Like he just land flat on the floor, like who jumps off something like that. That was funny. What else happened? And his friend keep trying to get at the one girl that kind of show him like he was being woke in the cartoons, but turns out she wasn't interested, because she was interested in girls herself, and they wind up being cool, you know what I mean? And then he kind of point out to her that, so he was like, oh, you are F-boy, just for me not to cuss in the video, you know what I mean? He was like, oh, you are F-boy, and cause you cheated on her, and now you mad that she done move on with somebody else. But they kind of wind up being cool and were hanging out and stuff. So that was an interesting dynamic, you know what I mean? It was just funny though that he was trying to get at her for a minute, and then he know that she weren't interested, mostly because she not interested in guys. But his feelings were hot because he think he player, you know what I mean? He think he could get any girl, or he think his game that strong, you know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta learn that your game ain't that strong. You gotta know that, you know what I mean? Your game ain't everybody gonna be up for the game, you know what I mean? The game is a game, so the more time you try, is the greater your chances of succeeding in, you know what I mean, getting with a lady. But if she said no, is no, and you just move on, and, you know what I mean, ask somebody else. I think that's why they'll be so aggressive in like places like New York, you know what I mean? And I don't slay me, but in New York, they showed a video like this lady got holla at like 100 or something times and within maybe a few minutes. But that's because the man already know it's a numbers game, so they'll holler at any and everything. You know what I mean? Playing the numbers game. It rough out there, man. You know what I mean? It rough out there for the men as much as it could be rough out here for the ladies. You always gotta remember, you always gotta think, you know what I mean? You always gotta be thinking, like, you know what I mean? You can't just think on yourself. You can't blame other people for, you know what I mean, what's going on with you. Sometimes you gotta think about, well, what did I do to make this happen? You know what I mean? You can't always put the blame on somebody else. It's better to look at what you could have did different than putting the blame on someone else, you know what I mean? That's just the way I look at things. I don't like to blame nobody for nothing, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, the choices that I make is what will lead me down my path, you know what I mean? And you got free will, like they say in the Bible, you know what I mean? God give you free will, so you got free will to make your choices, and the choices that you choose to determine your outcomes. And that's real. And that's woke. When you could do that, then you woke, you know what I'm saying? All I know is I recommend Woke to the people. Go watch Woke, support a black show, and that's that. So once again, this been your boy Seja Fiyahbun. You watching Brokes to Jokes. Also go by Landlord. Check out my music. I'm gonna put some at the end of the video. And you don't know, Fiyahbun gone in a blaze. Landlord in the building.
Yeah, you don't know.
Ooh, that's fire.
Hey, I don't tell them it though. The people I'm ready. Fiyahbun, let it go. More money, 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 more money. Want more money in the bank? Boy, need more gas in the tank. Boy, want more money in the bank? Boy, need more gas in the tank. Boy, more money, 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 more money. Want more money in the bank? Boy, need more gas in the tank. Boy, want more money in the bank? Boy, need more gas in the tank. Boy, can't be stagnant. Nah, me boy, that don't make no money. Gotta keep moving, that and weaving, yeah, and collect your money. Keep a big fat knot like tile sheet. My money stuck and repeat. Sherita think me left the street clock and me walk in the house where bills stuck to me feet. And I keep it rolling in and it rolling in and it rolling in non-stop. So me shoot us patrolling in. I mean I know when some more may come for what me got. But everybody show me love. Half tap from the hustlers. Get the money on the block to the billionaire. With 100 meter yacht I come from St. Thomas. Man I been through